Do drum modules even matter in 2017? Like, aren't they about to go away any day now because drum software on your laptop is getting that good? I'm about to answer that in this video. What's up guys, Justin Greenwald here, welcome to 65 Drums. This is the place to keep on top of all things e-drum related, so consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Today I'm talking about whether or not drum modules still matter, whether or not they're eventually gonna go away. Here's why I think drum modules will never go away. In fact, maybe the reverse will happen, where people might stop using VSTs as much and just rely completely on drum module sounds. And here's why. Drum modules have been getting better and better all the time. Have you ever played an older drum module? Like, have you ever played a Roland TD-10 and you're like, wow, man, that used to be the bomb. It used to blow my mind. But now it just sounds like trash. Or maybe you played an older Yamaha drum set. You're like, wow, why did people play live with this drum module? And then you sit down to a current electronic drum set with a nice drum module and you're like, wow, man, these sounds are pretty decent. They really are. People are going to get more and more impressed with drum module sounds as they get better. Every single time a company comes out with a new flagship, which is every handful of years, those sounds and features trickle down to the $1,000 drum modules, the $500 drum modules, and the $300 drum modules. Today we have $500 drum modules that are better than like $1,000 drum modules from years ago. So things only are going to keep improving. But let me flip it around for a second. Why do people that use drum software think that drum modules are irrelevant and are going to disappear one day? The reason why is because you'll always get the best sound out of a laptop. For those of you that don't know how this works, your drum module generates MIDI notes. You plug a cable from your laptop into your drum module. Your drum module tells your laptop how you're playing. Like, he hit the rim, he hit the cymbal, he hit this, he hit that at this much velocity. Then your drum software inside of your laptop makes the sounds, not your drum module. You plug your headphones into your laptop or your audio MIDI interface. And the sounds inside of a laptop will be a lot better because the laptop has a lot more processing power than a drum module. It's a dedicated device. They usually try to make a bit of money off of those drum modules, so they depower them. They don't put in really high quality sounds because they're trying to save money. With a laptop, you're running with like a Core i5 and 8 gigs of RAM. You can do a lot more than most drum modules out on the market today. Meanwhile, you have drum modules like remember the Pearl Redbox drum module where they were bragging about their megabytes? It was just insane because the bar for drum modules has been this low and the bar for drum VST software on a laptop has always been this high. But things are changing because drum modules keep getting better. I actually think that people will stop using VSTs as much as they do now. You're thinking, Justin, I know that drum modules are getting better, but they're still not there yet. The very day a drum module gets as good as Easy Drummer or Superior Drummer, I'll throw that stuff away and go buy one of those drum modules, as long as it's reasonably priced. But let me tell you why people are still using drum modules today, even expensive ones that still don't sound as good as they should. The reason why they do, including me, is because they're so darn easy to use. I literally walk over to that drum set, turn on my Roland TD-30, and I start playing within seconds. What happens if you want to play drums and you're using a laptop and your drum set isn't next to your computer at all times, like me? I got to go upstairs, find my laptop, bring it downstairs, turn on my laptop, type in my password, load up Superior Drummer, and if I want to use a DAW, load up the DAW, and then of course I have to plug it into my drum module, and then I have to make sure there isn't any latency issues, and I have to load up my presets, and then of course on top of all of that I had to go buy and download that piece of drum software. So not only is it time consuming, but it's a bit expensive, especially if you start downloading add-on packs to your drum software, because your drum software wants you to go buy additions to it. So there's a lot of things going against drum software, but the one killer trump card they always have is the fact that they just sound amazing. And that's why everyone uses them. Even though they're less convenient to use, they just sound so good. But what happens when the average drummer can't tell the difference between a drum software and a regular drum module sounds. What happens when that day eventually arrives? Drum modules really remind me of video game consoles. And I know quite a few of you probably play video games. You've played Mario or something. Video game consoles are supposed to die, apparently. According to people that have built custom gaming PCs for apparently $5, they have been predicting the death of consoles. Like, according to them, the PlayStation 5 is never going to come because video game consoles are inevitably going to die when the masses finally realize video game consoles are a ripoff and they can play at 4K at 300 frames per second if only they went and built a video game PC. So why are video game consoles still around? Why is Nintendo still around? Why is Sony still around making PlayStation consoles? Because they're so darn convenient. You buy a little box at GameStop, you plug it into your TV, you download some updates, and there you go. You have a dedicated video game device. You're not cluttering up your PC with enormous file sizes for Battlefield 1 and all that. You don't have to download Steam. You have a dedicated device that's so easy. You walk over to it and you turn it on and you're ready to go. And that sounds a whole lot like a drum module to me. You walk over, you turn it on, and you start playing. And you don't have to clutter up your PC with a DAW and a copy of Easy Drummer and then 5 expansion packs because you have a solid drum module that sounds great. We have a couple of glimmers of hope. We have drum modules coming out that have sounded better than anything that's ever come before it. And unlike an older Simmons drum module that only Bill Gates could afford, some of these drum modules aren't that expensive. I'm talking about like the Cat Percussion KT4. That drum module only costs $500 and it's the best sounding $500 drum module I've ever heard in my entire life. And then on a more expensive note, you got the Pearl Mimic Pro that's coming out, which has a VST inside of it, which I think is the best of both worlds. It's running Stephen Slate Drums 5 and it just sounds incredible. It's not out yet. It's supposed to come out like next month or the month after that. And even something like the Roland TD50. Now the TD50 has gotten a lot of hate. I don't know why people hate on the TD50 so much. I have a Roland TD30 and let me tell you, the TD50 sounds better. It's not a humongous leap over the TD30, but it definitely sounds better. And now we have more and more drum modules coming out that allow you to download samples onto them. Maybe not multi-layered samples, but at least one-shots. There are people that just hate electronic drum module sounds. And that's fine. You know, ultimate flexibility will always come from a drum VST. But eventually drum modules will get so good that the average drummer won't be able to tell a big quality leap between a drum module and a VST. The day's not here yet, but it's coming. And that's why drum modules will never die. They're always going to be more convenient and the sound only gets better. And eventually the prices will start to go down as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know everyone has a different opinion on this. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. See you guys in a few days.